Hey guys, Angel down here at Indian Motorcycle of San Diego, and today we wanted to share with you some features, benefits, and details about the all-new 2022 Indian Motorcycle Chief. This has been a very long-awaited model for all of us that have been a big fan of the Indian line since the beginning. The Chief is that perfect bike to fall in between your Scout model and some of your larger model Indians that we're a little bit more familiar with, like the Vintage, Springfield, and Chieftain. The Chief is a fantastic, all-around, great, full-size bike that they have made one of the most customizable, interchangeable models released yet. To go over some of the standard features that are going to come on all of the Chiefs, you have the choice between the staple 111 Thunderstroke engine that's putting out about 108 foot-pounds of torque, or the Powerhouse 116 cubic inch, which is putting out about 120 foot-pounds of torque. Those are going to be your two main engine platforms that you can choose. Now, as you'll see, as soon as you go to the Indian website, you're going to click on the Chief model, and you're going to get 6 different models. This can be a little overwhelming, so we're going to give you a few more details that break down each one of those 6 different models. To start, some of the standards that are going to come on all of the Chief models are, again, your 111 or your 116 model. All of them are going to come with an LED headlight, LED signals, along with the great and powerful Pirelli Night Dragon tires. Only your Chief model is going to come with the 19-inch front wheel. However, going into the Bobber and the Super Chiefs, you're going to move into the spoke wheels that will also have those all-new Pirelli Night Dragon tires. Another great new added benefit on the new Chief model is that it's going to have the same exact soft, easy pull clutch that we found on the Challenger to make the clutch pull and engagement that much easier and less fatiguing on your hand and your wrist. The other great standard coming on all of the Chiefs is selectable ride modes, rear cylinder deactivation, and an industry-leading hub-located ABS system. Now that we've gone over some of the standards that come on all of the Chiefs, we want to really help you understand and decide which Chief model is best for you. So you're going to have 6 different Chief models. This is huge coming right out the gate for a brand new bike. But what I want you to do is think about it as really 3 different Chief models. These are showing kind of the 111 to the 116 step up of the Chief, and then you would have the Chief Bobber Dark Horse, Super Chief, and Super Chief Limited. Your Dark Horses and your Limiteds are going to be what come with all of those extra premium upgrades that you're not going to necessarily get on the Chief Bobber, or the Super Chief. You'll have to jump up to the Super Chief Limited if you want to go ahead and get some of the more premium add-ons. Some of them are definitely transferable and can be added on to the lower 111 models. However, some of them, if you're really married to a chrome engine, you're gonna have to select that Super Chief Limited, as right now that is the only Chief that's gonna come with a fully chrome engine. A couple of other things to keep in mind, your differences between your Chief and your Chief Dark Horse is going to be, of course, the highly sought after, very excited to see 4-inch Ride Command display. This new display has full Bluetooth, GPS, and has all of the same functions as our larger 7-inch Ride Command, but in a much smaller 4-inch package. So it fits and keeps with that really neat and cool minimalist look of the Chief. The other nice thing you're going to get with the Dark Horses and the Limited is a USB charger that kind of hides right in between this front frame of the bike here, so you can charge your phone with a phone mount, or if you're just out on a ride and need to have something plugged in like a GoPro, you can go ahead and do that. Now the USB charger and the 116 can technically be performed on a 111 Chief or Chief Bobber. So keep that in mind, that some stuff is interchangeable. And that's where we really kind of wanted to get into the details of the different models. Each and every Chief has one of 3 different foot controls and one of 5 different handlebar options. 5. That's the largest selection of handlebar options Indian has released yet. On your foot controls, with your Chief models, as you'll see with the 2 we have here, you're going to be running a mid control. On your bobber models, so Chief Bobber and Bobber Dark Horse, you're going to get a forward control. It's still going to have a peg on it, but it's going to kick you out a little further. This is going to be really comfortable for those taller riders or those guys that really want to have that classic cruiser comfort-wise. Now for some of our more vertically challenged riders and our shorter riders, the mid controls are fantastic. You don't have to worry about reaching way forward. Your controls are already right there. So you're not having to make any reduce reach modifications. Now your question to, well, maybe I want a Super Chief Limited, but I want mid controls. That's absolutely doable. Same with on the Super Chief Limited. You're going to have a forward control with floorboards. You can take that same kit and put it on a Chief Dark Horse. So let's say you want the blacked out engine, you like the 19-inch mag wheel, but you want to have floorboards. That is an easy swap out and an easy upgrade to make the bike perfect for you. So now that we have our feet controls situated to either mid, forward, or floorboard, now let's talk about different handlebars. On the 2 Chief models, you're going to get a very sporty, low drag bar. This is going to be really nice for those that want a little bit more aggressive handlebar position. Maybe they're tall enough to have the arms for the reach in it, and it's a little bit more traditional. Same with on the Super Chief. You're going to have what they call the traditional cruiser bar. So that's going to feel a little bit more like what you're used to on the Springfield or the Vintage, that nice kind of pullback, buckhorn, comfortable position, which pairs beautifully with the floorboards. So you're going to feel a lot of that similar seating position that you would have on the larger Indian models. Now, then they threw in a couple little curveballs for us. One of them is on the bobbers. On the Bobber Chief and the Chief Dark Horse Bobber, you're going to have something called a mid-rise bar. That is actually not their full ape hanger, but just a little bit of a mini ape. So this is going to be really comfortable if you're coming off a Scout with like 10-inch bars, or you're coming off a Bolt that doesn't maybe have full-blown ape hangers, but just some little mini ones to kind of bring the hands to more of that parallel position that's very comfortable for those of us that enjoyed like riding a highball or enjoyed riding the Scout with the 10 inches like I mentioned earlier. That's going to be your go-to bar. Now if you like a little bit higher bar, like the 16 inches that come on a larger Indian, that's when I would say let's step up to the mini ape, where the mini ape is going to bring you those few more inches higher and get you that really bobber-esque style look. Now the only other bar that is available that doesn't come standard other than the mini ape hanger is going to be the reduced reach bar. That's where we go back to those vertically challenged riders. This bike is here for you with a 26-inch seat height and only about 760 pounds soaking wet. Anybody from a short rider to a tall rider can make this bike fit you and fit you comfortably. So they went ahead and created a reduced reach handlebar. What that reduced reach handlebar is going to do for you is when you're in a position like so, it's going to bring everything about 2 inches back to where you can have that comfortable lockout position paired with mid controls is going to shorten everything you need to reach to be able to ride and operate this bike comfortably. Couple differences between the different models is your Chiefs are going to be the only ones that come with this beautiful cast mag 19-inch wheel. And as I mentioned earlier, they're all running Pirelli Night Dragons, which is a fantastic tire to ride on. If you've never had the pleasure of riding on a Pirelli Night Dragon, definitely suggest taking this one for a spin. Now, when you jump into the Bobber or the Super Chief, you're going to run a 16-inch spoke wheel. So a little bit smaller wheel displacement, but that does give you the options for tubes. And we've seen a huge spike in white walls being installed on those bobbers, and they look amazing. Couple other differences. is your bobbers, as I mentioned, are going to come with a forward control and a mid-rise bar right out the gate. So depending on what setup is going to work best for you, if you know you're already going to need larger bars or you know you're going to fit a little bit better on the bobber, that may be the route you lean towards because it already has forward controls and the mini apes. And then all you have to decide between is 111, 116. 111, 116, touchscreen, traditional analog. Again, keep that in mind across all 6 models. You have Dark Horse Limited, Chief, Bobber, Super Chief. 111, 116. That kind of helps distinguish as you're shopping and deciding which one's a perfect fit for you, where to start from. Lastly, which we do not have one here, but we will definitely bring you a video to showcase it when it returns back into stock, is the Super Chief. That is the decked out Chief. You're getting a windshield, saddlebags, passenger seat and pegs, and of course, as I mentioned, the differences between the 2 different premium 116 package or just the straight up 111 package. So keep that in mind that your Super Chief and Super Chief Limited is your total package Chief. It's coming with everything you need to go on a long day trip, go on longer tours, or if you really are just commuting to and from work, you already have everything on it you could possibly need. The Chief is a very exciting new bike for us. It's been something we've waited for a very, very long time. And what we would really like to encourage is that give us the opportunity to earn your business for this bike. Let us answer any and all questions you have on the Chief, and please allow us to earn your business by placing a pre-order with us. All of our pre-ordered bikes will receive a special gift that you can only get through Indian Motorcycle of San Diego that we have handmade for you here in San Diego. If you have any other questions, please give us a call, 858-277-0422, or visit us at indianofsd.com. Thanks for watching our short video, and I hope you guys have a great time riding rubber side down.